Tiny tails, let's have some fun today. Operation No Scrub. Hee ha, bub. I'm never going to get in the tub, and you're never gonna get me to scrub. There was a little boy named Ainsley. He was mostly a good boy who did anything his parents asked. Well, almost anything. Ainsley refused to take a bath. "No, Mama, no!" he cried at bath time. He was hoping Mama would feel sorry for him and let him escape. "Can't I do it tomorrow? I'm so tired." Mama kissed Ainsley on the forehead, telling him how much fun baths were. "And make sure you scrub behind your ears," Mama always said, nudging him. "Aw, man," Ainsley grunted as he scurried into the bathroom. Mama went on to help Dad pack lunches for the next day. Little did Mama know that Ainsley had plans of his own at bath time. Now that he was all alone, it was time for Operation No Scrub to go into effect. He ran a big tub of water, squirted in some bubbles, and even threw his favorite water toys in. But do you think he stepped one foot in that tub?
No.
Now they'll think I took a bath. Oh well, I'm not that dirty. Maybe I'll really take one next week, Ainsley slyly thought to himself. He waited a few minutes, splashed his toys around a bit, then emptied the tub. He even wet his hair, just a little, and wrapped himself in the biggest, fluffiest towel he could find. As Ainsley opened the door, however, his teenage sister Abby passed by. "Ew, did you take a bath, Brat?" she asked as she sniffed the air around him. "Mama, Ainsley's stinky," she teased. "Mind your own business, beanpole," Ainsley snapped, hurrying back into the bathroom to grab Dad's cologne. He doused himself just as Mama came to check on him. "Phew, sweetie, I appreciate you bathing, but maybe not so much cologne next time, okay?" "Okay, Mama," Ainsley replied in his softest, sweetest voice. He headed straight for bed before Mama could have time to check on him again. The next morning, Ainsley dressed, ate a very quick breakfast of toast, and headed off to the school bus before Dad could even take a good look at him. Ainsley had a very active and very messy day. Achoo! Yuck!
Ribbit.
As Ainsley ran into the house that afternoon, Mama shrieked, "Hey, take those muddy shoes off, young man, and take a bath right away. You are dirty." "Yes, Mama." He headed for the bath. But did he bathe?
No way.
Operation No Scrub. Hee ha, bub. "You're gross, I'm telling," said Abby as she passed her stinky brother in the hallway. "No, wait," Ainsley blurted. "Take my last bubble gum. Just please don't tell on me. Please, Abby." "Deal," Abby squealed in delight as she snatched the bag. She popped some gum in and chomped happily, not realizing she had been tricked. Something was different tonight, though. Ainsley noticed a weird feeling in his feet. They were terribly itchy. However, he ignored the feeling long enough to fall asleep. The next morning, as he smeared himself in baby lotion and rushed to get dressed, his socks and shoes were pretty snug. But since he was trying to avoid any trouble with Mama, he didn't mention what was going on. That evening, Ainsley continued Operation No Scrub. He filled and drained the tub, as usual, but still refused to wash a single thing, not even his itchy toes. He slathered coconut oil on his hair and body and packed his chest and neck with powder. "I am so slick. Next in Operation No Scrub will be the super duper powder trick." Oh boy, what's Ainsley up to now?
Operation No Scrub again and again. I will never let it end.
As Mama went to tuck him in, the smell of powder overwhelmed her. Baby, we might have to go over bathroom rules again. I love baby powder, but I don't think you need the whole bottle. Oh, okay, Mama. I'll remember. I'll take care of it tomorrow. And though Ainsley's back started to feel really weird that night, and his feet were even more itchy, he ignored the feeling the best way he knew how and sang himself to sleep.
I don't know why I'm so itchy, making me feel all itchy twitchy. I don't wanna peek, so I'll just fall asleep.
The next day, Ainsley noticed a little red rash on his cheek. However, he thought that if he ignored it, it might just go away. He had forgotten about the rash until he got home, when Mama saw his face and gasped. "Oh, you poor thing! What in the world happened to your face?" Ainsley stammered, embarrassed that Mama had found out about the rash. "You'd better wash your face really well in the bath, Ainsley," Mama interrupted, worried. "And after that, just put on some of this cream. I'll call Dr. Danson right away." "Okay, Mama." Well, even though Ainsley was getting more worried about everything going on with his body, he was still determined to keep away from soap and water. He did scrub his face all right, with a tissue and a dry scrubby, and for one more night he escaped the tub. "I'm not so sure what's going on with me, but Operation No Scrub is always gonna be no soup." But something very strange happened. Later, in the middle of the night, Ainsley was jolted awake by a burning feeling on his face. When he touched it, he felt huge bumps on his forehead and cheeks. He started to cry. He ran to the bathroom, and to his shock and dismay, he didn't see his own face. He looked and smelled just like a monster. His feet had grown ragged claws, his skin was flaky green and scaly, and he had horns growing right on top of his head. "Oh my goodness! Oh no!" he cried. "What's happening to me?" Suddenly he remembered how he always faked taking baths, how he tricked Mama and Dad, and how he bribed Abby to keep himself out of trouble. And in a flash, he realized why he was turning into a yucky green, scaly, and flaky monster. Right away, he knew that it was time to end Operation No Scrub. He ran a warm, soapy bath, and he scrubbed. When he looked back into the mirror, to his surprise and excitement, most of the dry, itchy monster skin had miraculously disappeared. He couldn't believe how smooth his skin could be, and he smelled great. Ainsley felt great on the outside, but somehow he still felt pretty yucky on the inside. So can you guess what he did next? He marched right down the hall, woke Abby, Mama, and Dad, and told them about his entire ordeal, even about the monster horns. Well, though a very sleepy Mama and Dad, and a cranky Abby, were disappointed to hear about Operation No Scrub and the trickery, they accepted his apology. Ainsley's family was very relieved to see that he had learned a valuable lesson, and that he would be proud to take a bath, even without someone asking him to. Mama and Dad were also very proud to have such a creative boy. Ainsley was growing up to be a fine young lad.
Hey there. For all you other kids involved in Operation No Scrub, remember what happened to Ainsley. Now go and take a bath.
A quick note from me to you, boys and girls. Now you know what I know. All of you had better learn Operation Good Scrub, and I mean from head to toe.
Operation Good Scrub is in effect. You have to scrub in the tub, and then you'll be set. Scrub really well, and then you won't smell. Mom and Dad will be happy, they won't have to yell. Listen to what I say, scrub every day, and that's how you keep that ugly monster away. Listen to what I say, scrub every day, and that's how you keep that ugly monster away. Operation Good Scrub, hooray!